So what makes kids think that a driver is a nice driver or a mean driver? I had a friend who had a middle school daughter, and she knew I was working in transportation, and she approached me one summer and said, "Mrs. B, is there any way you can make certain that we have the same bus driver this year as we had last year?" And I said, "Why is that?" And she said, "Oh, she's just so nice." And I said, "Well, we bid by seniority, so, I couldn't guarantee her that." And she was disappointed, but then she said, "Is there any way you can make certain I don't have the driver that we had the year before? She was so mean." And I said, "Well, what made her so mean?" She said, "I don't know, she was just mean." Now, kids don't necessarily know why they like one personality over another. They just know that one is mean and one is nice. And I said, "Well, what happened on the bus?" And she said, "Well, we figured out early on that if the same person got on her nerves 2 times in a row, then she wrote them up and sent them to the principal. So we all got together and decided to take turns." Oh, wonderful. 45 middle schoolers at your back conspiring to make your life miserable. And I said, "Well, how about the lady that's so nice? Do you do that kind of thing? You have the conspiracy thing going on with her?" And she says, "Oh, no, we wouldn't do that. She's way too nice." So I just had to figure out what is the difference between these two people that the same group of kids would conspire to make one person's life miserable and another lady that they would say, "Oh, we wouldn't do that to her. She's too nice." So I decided to ride their school buses and see. And I rode the mean lady's bus first, and she did all the right things, drove the bus well, the stop arms, watching the kids. They filed onto the bus. And as they went back and sat down, and as they drove into school, as they misbehaved, she corrected them. And I thought, well, that's not so bad. Then I rode the nice lady's bus. And, I have to tell you, I had some preconceived notions that maybe the kids thought she was so nice because she just let them do whatever they wanted to do. But that wasn't the case at all. She had very much control of her bus. And she drove the bus well and did the stop arms. And as the kids got onto the bus, that's where the whole picture changed. As they walked on her bus, she spoke to most of them by name. I don't know that she knew everybody by name, but she spoke to most of them. She complimented them on what they were wearing. She would go, "You got some new glasses. You go, girl. Where'd you get those shoes? I'd like a pair just like them. How'd you guys do in the football game Friday night?" It's not so hard to figure out who's playing ball. They usually wear their game jersey the day of games. She'd say, how did you do on that math test you were studying for on the bus the other day?" She had all these little snippets of information and little comments, little compliments that she made as the kids got on the bus. And it became very evident to me at that point that the reason that the kids thought that she was so nice and that the other lady was so mean was because the mean lady, the only thing the kids heard come out of her mouth was corrective action. Sit down, be quiet, stop doing this, stop doing that. To a kid, that's very negative. Whereas the other lady had all these nice things that she said to the kids, little compliments, little things that she picked out about them that let them believe that she knew who they were, that she knew them and could call them by name. And because of that, the kids viewed her as a nice lady and wouldn't do the mean things to that lady that they were doing to the others. It's important to understand that you can't make kids behave. You have to make them want to behave for you. Let me repeat that because that's important. You can't make kids behave. You have to make them want to behave for you.